What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. I normally don't upload videos over the weekend, but a lot of people have been asking me today and yesterday to weigh in on the controversy surrounding the announcement of the game Far Cry 5, so I thought I'd take a short little while to talk to you about that. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this controversy, let me get you caught up, because the Far Cry series has been fairly controversial ever since Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 both had their controversies, mostly offending people on the left side of things, the social justice side of things. And the reason some people found those games to be offensive is because you play a protagonist that goes into this world. Generally, it's a island nation or some sort of foreign nation where everybody is specifically brown colored, and they'll be in the middle of some sort of conflict, and you'll go in, you'll assume the culture, you'll assume leadership, and you'll basically kill a bunch of brown people, and some people have taken offense to that. Now, I am a huge fan of the Far Cry series. I love their open world style, and even though it's kind of been done to death and a lot of people have copied those games, I have played the games extensively, and I have also never really understood that controversy, because most of the time the culture in the area and even the people in that area are treated with quite a bit of respect, specifically the people that you're helping. You're generally helping the poor people, the people who are downtrodden, and a very diverse group of people as well, manage to get out from under the rule of thumb of someone evil. I honestly, to me, it's always a very positively moralistic game. But I think if you never played the game and you just look at it from the outside, maybe you could think that about 3 especially. Well, about a month back, we started hearing rumors about Far Cry 5, which is a game I expected to drop sometime early this year or maybe last year. It looks like it won't be coming out until February 28th, but I digress. We started hearing rumors, and oddly enough, it looks like the game, at the time, it seemed like the game might be set in the state of Montana, which is kind of weird, and there were rumors floating around that it might be a Western. And as soon as those rumors started circulating, people were already getting mad. Some people, I think sometimes people just like being mad or just want to get mad or look for an excuse to get mad. Because when they thought it was a Western, they started complaining that we might be killing Native Americans in that game, and they were super ready to boycott it. Well, it turns out that was premature. It's clearly not a Western. In fact, it takes place in modern day. So 2 days ago, the guys over at Far Cry 5 at Ubisoft Montreal released this image, and the internet kind of collapsed on itself. Because if you look here, this clearly seems to be the antagonist of the games. And if you pause this and really break this down, you'll see that this looks like no other Far Cry 5 game before. A lot of people notice that it looks like all of these guys are enemies, clearly, and it looks like those enemies are all white. So that's started quite the conversation. Some people were upset because it's all white people on that table, and they said that clearly they're attacking bigots, or they're attacking, middle-land, heartland American people. Some people were upset because there's no diversity on the enemy side. Some people said that since they're all white, clearly the guys at Ubisoft Montreal have completely sold out to the SJWs, and they're afraid to put any brown people in their game unless they're heroes or something along that lines. And then you've got the political stuff that's in there, the American flag, even though it's not a true American flag because it's got different types of stars and stuff, but still, it was enough for many people to feel like, since this is developed by Ubisoft Montreal, which is a foreign company, they're attacking America and Americans. There's the religious stuff in the image. Obviously, the guy in the front row with sinner scrawled on his back has clearly been tortured, so a lot of people felt that it was an attack on religion. Basically, everyone threw a shit fit over this one. It doesn't matter who you were, you pretty much were not excited to play the game. Except me, of course, because you know me. The more controversial the topic for a video game, the more I'm going to like it. Give me that controversy. I'll eat it up with a spoon. You know I like to eat. Now, I almost made my video then, but I wanted to go ahead and wait until we got some more official confirmation. I knew that all of the information would come out Friday morning. They were going to release several trailers, they were going to show some gameplay, and they were going to talk about the world they've created. And I was fairly certain that the world was going to be probably some sort of religious cult who dealt in drugs, taking over the heartland, something along the lines of the television show Justified, if you've ever seen that. I pretty much pictured the main guy at the center of that table being Boyd Crowder from Justified. Really good show, by the way. You really should watch that. If it's still on Netflix. Well, now we do have trailers and we do have a lot of information, and that's all out there for you. And here's the thing, I was pretty close to right. There's no real mention of drugs except like one point here or there, but it is definitely this small militia group that has kind of a brainwashed cult, an offshoot, bastardized version of Christianity that comes into the area and uses fascist force to take over the area and force people out of their homes and force people out of their businesses and just overall harming people in general. And those people are then forced to fight back. And you basically play an outsider who can be either male or female. You can be any color you want them to be. And then they join those sides. They join the side of the good guys and then just try to push the bad guys out of the area. Basic Far Cry formula. This time it's just rednecks instead of Nazis or zombies or mutants or whatever else. And now that we have some real information about the game, and not just one screenshot or really one promo still, we do have a lot of people just ready to quiet down and wait for the game and wait for the reviews to see if it's any good. Unfortunately, there are definitely some stragglers who still really like to be mad, though. There are some people that I think rightly so are a little confused about the fact that this is one of the very first video games in which you've killed a bunch of white people. I mean, there's Grand Theft Auto and other video games like that, but it's pretty rare, and I guess it's becoming increasingly more common where the white guys are the bad guys, but for the most part, whenever we go into one of these little worlds, they tend to be people of a different color or a different religion or different political background, or sometimes even zombies and dragons and things along that lines, so that it feels more comfortable killing people. It probably will make you a little more uncomfortable killing people that look like you if you happen to look like them. That stands to reason, but I personally welcome the challenge. To me, it's all video game characters. It's just pixels. Doesn't matter to me. I have seen some people say that it makes them feel like they're under attack because, they love their guns and they are patriots and they are religious. And so it feels like they are under attack or their group is under attack. But here's the thing. These people aren't actual Christians. They're a cult. This is not actual gun owners. These are not just proud rednecks who protect their family. These are fascists who kill people, who mass murder people. These are not patriots. Clearly, if you're a patriot, you wouldn't do this kind of thing inside of America. So I do relate to some people I've seen in this video game, but I tend to relate to the good people, the business owners, and the people who want to fight fascism. That's who I relate to. Chances are that's who you relate to. And if you relate to those people, you're going to really enjoy the story because you're going to be killing the guys who are trying to kill the good people, the people you relate with. And I get it, as a Southern boy who owns a gun and has been religious in his past, I get it. You do not want to kill good-hearted, gun-loving, patriotic, Christian rednecks. I get it. Well, those are not the people you're killing in this game. You're killing cult leaders. You're killing crazy people. You're protecting the good-hearted, gun-loving rednecks. So just calm down. But what is even harder for me to understand is this collection of screenshots that I have here from over on NeoGAF. People who are just really upset that this is not some sort of Christian alt-right killing simulator. I really don't know why they would have expected that from Ubisoft or really any other big game company. But yeah, we're definitely not there yet. This isn't Rockstar, people. This isn't Grand Theft Auto 6 in Montana. This is a completely different game. Now, don't get me wrong. I love killing mass numbers of innocent people. The Carmageddon games, the Grand Theft Auto games, I love it. I love killing innocent people in video games. It is a lot of fun. But I'm not necessarily sure that fun is what those people wanted, because it seems like to me they wanted that video game to exist as a big fuck you to Christian conservatives for some reason, which is a bad reason, in my opinion, to want to play a video game. That's a really weird reason to want to play a game. But that's just one man's opinion. I could be wrong. And speaking of opinions, I have to say this does not make me look less forward to Far Cry 5. It makes me look more forward to Far Cry 5. I love video games that challenge our preconceived notions of who and what people are, who challenge the ideas, whether they're politics or whether they're religion or whether or not it's about violence or sex or whatever else. Get me weird, interesting, controversial game content, adult content, mature content, mass murder simulators, even if it is Christian alt-rights occasionally, or even if it's just some fat guy, fat nerd YouTuber, whatever. I like the idea of controversial games. The weirder the concept, the more bizarre it is, the more challenging the concept are. That's what I'm looking forward to in video games. I'm tired of cut and paste. And while this game is another Far Cry game, and will most certainly, since it's being developed by Ubisoft, be cut and paste, and probably landed about a 75 on Metacritic, I love the theme. I'm sure I'm going to love the story. I'm sure I'm going to love murdering cultists as much as I enjoy helping out those rednecks get their home of Hope County back. So I can't wait. I wish there were more games like this that started these types of conversations. But unfortunately, this is a really brave choice for the guys over at Ubisoft Montreal to do, because it means their Far Cry game could not sell at all, because you've already got people very polarized when it comes to this game, people trying to make this game fit their agenda, and even though nobody's played the game yet, and it's not due out until February 28th, I've already seen a dozen articles of people talking about what they think the game means, what it's going to mean to them, and you haven't even heard more than 30 seconds worth of the plot. I don't understand that. So many people are so quick to politicize anything and everything to try to push an agenda or push against another agenda. I really don't think this video game has that in mind. I'm sure the guys over at Ubisoft Montreal have a story to tell, and I look forward to hearing that story, and maybe there's some social justice in it. I don't know. But I'm going to wait till I play the video game to find out. I'm certainly not going to be proselytizing about this game until I get a chance to play it, and I hope you do the same. But now that's just one man's opinion. I could be wrong, and I know that you probably think I am, and if I am, you're going to let me know in the comments section below. Because like I said, it's just my opinion. And do you like video games that do this kind of thing, that challenge this kind of thing? Are you afraid to kill Christian cult leaders? Are you afraid to kill white people? Or do you feel uncomfortable doing it? Or are you excited for the opportunity? I personally love the fact that this game is so different from other Far Cry games and so different from other games in general. As a very old gamer who's been playing games for several decades, I like interesting, new, and challenging ideas in my video games, and I especially like mature content. And I'd love to see more of it, but I'm just one person, and I know a lot of you will feel differently, so let me know in the comments section below, or defend me. That rarely happens, but it could happen here. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. Boy, this is a far cry from your average controversy. See what I did there? Sorry.